All right, now everybody's looking right here. We are going to simplify radicals with the use of our calculator. All right, now I need you paying attention. The calculator can simplify the numbers, but it cannot simplify the variables. So you are the one that's going to have to simplify the variables. Now, if you have a calculator like mine, it does give this answer back to you in a radical form, so with a square root. So that's why I want you to have one like mine. All right? You're going to type exactly what you see. So to get to the square root, you're going to hit second and then the x squared button. You need to make sure it looks just like this. And you're going to type 175. So you take your calculator, you type exactly what I typed, and you should get 5 square roots of 7. Okay? All right, so now let's type this in. Okay? So you might remember typing, oh, it helps if I can hit the right button. You might remember typing these in when you took Algebra 1. Okay? And so you end up with this one with negative 100. Where you're going to run into trouble, you're going to do fine typing these in on 1 through 6. Where we run into trouble is when they start giving us variables. We have to handle the variables. So type in 3. 8 square root of 36 should give you 48. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to type in and see what you get on 4, 5, and 6. All right, so let me get these other answers. So the square root of 28 should give us 2 square roots of 7. And then we've got 5 square root of 700 should give us 50 square roots of 7. And then make sure you don't lose your negatives. Negative square root of 160 should give you a negative 4 square roots of 10. All right, so if I was to try to type in the x squared, okay, I am fully aware that I can type in a variable squared, but it's going to give me 0 every time, not because the answer is 0. This is the calculator telling you, I don't know what you mean, so I'm assuming x is 0, which makes everything 0, okay? You cannot plug in the variables. It does not know how to simplify. So here's what you will do. Simplify the number part, and you take care of the variables. So first, let's simplify the number part. So 9 square root of 18 simplifies to be 27 square root of 2. Now, I want you to notice what I did. I left some spots because I might have some variables that go to the party. List out your x's. Okay, there we go. So you list out your variables. It takes 2 to go to the party. And so what it is 27x square root of 2. So you're going to let the calculator do the number, and you are now responsible for the variable. Okay? All right, let me try this one. I've got 1x under the square root, so I have 7 square root of 570. Oops, I hit the wrong button. 576. Now, that gives me 168 straight up, no square root left. I have 1x sitting at the house. Does this x have a party? No. I mean, have a partner? No. So it's got to go inside the house. So instead of us factor treeing the number, we're speeding ourselves up by letting the calculator handle the numbers. We're going to handle the variables. Okay? So let's do another one together. Let's do 9. I have 7 square root of 243. Okay? So I've got a 63 outside and a square root of 3 inside. P to the third is P times P times P. How many does it take to go out in the front? 2. I'm going to circle. What I circle, I put it in the front, and then 3P on the inside. Now, it's kind of spread apart, so I'm going to write it a little more professional so that it's all together. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to try 10. All right, now, looking right here. Your calculator, so you remember how we've been breaking this down into, we would go 25 and 5 and keep breaking those down? Your calculator is going to handle the number, okay? So what you get is 50 at the party. I'm going to leave a little extra room for something else to show up at the party, and a 5 in the house. How many P's will I write down? 4 times. Okay. Now, what do I circle? Groups of 2 at a time because this is a square root. So this P goes to the party, and this one goes to the party. And what will that simplify to say? Square roots of 5. All right, so let's look at the back where we have some variables. All right, so now don't forget, this is what is already at the party. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to write 6. Actually, before I do that, okay, I'm going to simplify. All right, you're listening, you're looking. 6 square root of 150, okay? That makes this 30. Now, who's already out here? Oh, that should be a y right there. X to the 5th, y to the 3rd, square root of 6. Oh,
I figured you.
I did. All right, now leave a little bit of room, and you've got 6 on the inside. Now, how many x's are under the house? You will lie. You got 2 right there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 y's. 1 x goes outside, and 2 y's go outside. So now what you have is 30. You had 5 x's. 1 more makes 6. You had 3 y's, so that makes 4, 5. Y to the 5th, square root of 6. So we're letting the calculator handle the number, 6 square root of 150. But we have to handle the variables. All right, so let's look at number 12. I want you to do number 12. Okay, so you do number 12. It's very much like the last ones we did before. All right, I'm going to put in the number part, okay? So I put in -5 square root of 40. What I've got is a -10. I'm going to leave a little space, square root of 10. Now, I have to handle the variables. So x 5 times, and then I've got y 3 times. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see who can go out here to the party with my x. So I've got 1x, 2 x's. So I can say x squared. I have 1 set of y's. And then what is also left at home would be xy. Now, number 13. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to handle the numbers. All right. So I'm going to do 2 square roots of 144. All right, that is a whole number 24. So what we've got is 24, a squared, b to the 3rd, and now we've got to break these down. So this is the party. So I have a 3 times, b 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. All right, how many a's get to go to the party? One set, one stays home. All right. And then inside the house is A and B. So what you have to do now is simply combine what you have. So you have 24. You had 2 A's. 1 more makes A to the 3rd. You had 3 A's plus 1 is 4 plus 1 more is B to the 5th. Square root of A, B. Now, my fear is you're going to forget what was in front. So what I do, you've noticed I've done it every time. I simplify the numbers, and if there's outside, I put them outside, inside, I put them inside, and I leave a big gap. I bring down my variables that were already out front, and that's when I send extra to the party. Okay? All right, so I'm going to look at this one. -3 square root of 90 gives me -9 and a square root of 10. So I left my gap. But if I have A and B, do either of those have a partner? Nope. So nothing goes to the party. They just go back inside for -9 square root of 10AB. All right. 15 and 16, I see a lot more variables, okay? If I had to do this and break it all the way down myself, it would take me a while. But now that I know how to break it down, I can use my calculator to speed it up. So I'm going to type in 8 square root of 343. All right, let's look at what that gives us. We've got 56. Bring down your m and your p that's already there, and your square root of 7. Now, I need you to tell me how many groups of 2 are in 6m's. 1, 2, 3. So you could go ahead and write this m to the third. And then I write 8 p's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of p's. Were any variables alone and left in the radical, the house? Nope. So now I just need you to simplify. You've got 56. If you had 1m and then 3 more walk in, that's 3 plus 1 is 4m's. And you got p to the 5th. So 4 and 1 more, square root of 7. All right, let's look at number 16. So we're going to type in the number part, 4 square roots of 28. And I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing. I'm going to leave 8. I'm going to bring down b to the 7th, c to the 5th. I'm going to leave a little extra room in case I have some variables. Now, what you've noticed is you can probably find a shortcut. If you have 10 b's, how many groups of 2 will that be? If you had 10 people and you divide them into groups of 2, 10 divided by 2 is going to be 5 with nobody left over. If you liked 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you prefer, you can circle those groups. Now, you got 5. If you've got 5 C's, you have 1, 2 groups and 1 left over that needs to go under the house. So what you do now is you combine. If you had 7 B's and 5 more showed up, you have B to the 12th. If you had 5 C's and 2 more showed up, what do you have? 7 square root of 7C. All right, so you can use your calculator to simplify the variables, but the numbers, even on a test, even when we add or subtract, but you have to be the one to handle the variables.